on to lesson 8. So you're like, wait, I thought the last lesson we did was lesson 5. Yes, we are skipping lessons 6 and 7 because we've done enough practice with those topics. Please take your time when you're filling out this form, and please do it carefully. Make sure that you are listening to me in Spanish, trying to understand, going back and re-watching anything you don't understand, sending me messages if you have questions. I can't help you unless I know that you need help. So please keep on top of it. Also, just letting you know, this is the last lesson that's a part of this mini unit about describing places. Tomorrow or next class, we're going to have a little bit of review, practicing with some of the texts that we have done, but then you're going to have your first round of assessments. So that is your reading and your listening assessments. You're going to be having those next week. So please make sure that you are watching and listening carefully. If you need to go back to your old lessons and rewatch them, or you want to go into that shared writing file at the top of the the shared writing text file at the top of your Google Classroom classwork tab and read through some of those, that will help you prepare for your first round of assessments. I will also be including in your next assignment, as our kind of like preparation and practice, I will also be including the links to all the different Quizlet sets that you can go over to help yourself kind of refresh your memory and get a little extra practice with some of the vocab that might come up. Take your time, do well. You're not going to learn Spanish if you skip through the video. That's on you. I encourage you to take your time to do the best of your ability. It will help your language, and then you can be proud of the work that you're doing online as well. So go ahead, fill out your class period, your last name, your first name. By the end of class today, you will be able to tell me some phrases in English and in Spanish to describe a particular scene. Set yourself a goal, keeping in mind most of the questions are again in that reading workshop section for the day, where there are different levels. So reading workshop, your text for today, this is called an infograph. An infograph is a little bit different because it's kind of like, it's giving you pictures and information at the same time. So it says, el uso de YouTube por millennials latinoamericanos. So millennial age people from Latin America, their use of YouTube. 94% utilizan los videos de YouTube. 70% vieron un video para aprender, to learn, para aprender cómo hacer algo nuevo en 2019, how to do something new. Y 56% acuden a YouTube antes de efectuar una compra, before buying something. So, como se dice something new in Espanol, look at your 3 highlights and choose the color. And again, work your way through all the beginner questions. I bet you can do the intermediate ones as well. It's just a little bit more information, and work your way through as many as possible. So pause the video and get going on the reading workshop. All right, so we are on to our class discussion. So your job right now is to just sit and listen and watch and try to understand. Hay dos opciones en la foto. Hay lugares con mucha gente, muchas personas, lugares concurridos con muchas personas, o un concierto íntimo con pocas personas. ¿Qué prefieres? ¿Un concierto grande con muchas personas o un concierto íntimo? Yo prefiero un concierto íntimo porque me gusta saludar a los cantantes o a Justin Bieber. No es verdad. No me gusta la música de Justin Bieber, pero hola, te amo. Y los cantantes pueden verme. pueden decir hola a la señorita Leopard. Entonces, yo prefiero conciertos íntimos. Un lugar rural, un lugar en el campo, o una ciudad grande, un lugar urbano. Es difícil para mí porque a mí me gustan las dos opciones. Me gustan lugares rurales y me gustan lugares urbanos, pero yo prefiero una ciudad grande, un lugar urbano, porque hay muchas tiendas, restaurantes, conciertos, actividades, mucho que hacer. Un evento energético, un lugar ruidoso como un club, un concierto, o un lugar tranquilo que es calma. Yo prefiero un lugar tranquilo porque me gusta oír, me gusta pensar y me gusta el silencio y la paz. Me gusta el silencio. Yo prefiero un lugar tranquilo. Ok, dos opciones. Un centro comercial. Centro comercial en inglés es grande, muchas tiendas como Abercrombie y Claire's. Is that even a store anymore? Y Old Navy. It's a mall, un centro comercial. Una excursión en grupo. Entonces, ¿prefieres ir al centro comercial con amigos o en soledad? Solamente una persona. Yo voy sin amigos, no tengo amigos conmigo. Y estar en la naturaleza. Yo prefiero estar en la naturaleza en soledad, solo yo. ¿Por qué? No sé por qué. Yo prefiero la naturaleza. No sé. I don't know why. Just do. Okay. Un restaurante de comida rápida. Fast food. Y el restaurante es un lugar ruidoso. Muchas personas hablando y comiendo y música. ¿O prefieres una cena elegante? Un lugar tranquilo con 2 o 3 personas. No hay muchas personas hablando. No hay música. Es tranquilo. Yo prefiero un lugar tranquilo, una cena elegante, porque me gusta hablar con mis amigos. Y en un lugar ruidoso, es difícil oír a mis amigos. Mi amigo me dice, hola, señorita Leopard, y yo le digo, ¿qué? Yo prefiero una cena elegante. Ok, ¿prefieres estar en su casa, comodidad, comfort, de casa, o estar en un lugar animado, como una fiesta? Este es fácil para mí. Yo prefiero estar en mi casa. Yo prefiero mi casa porque yo puedo comer, yo puedo escuchar música, mirar la televisión. Prefiero estar en mi casa. Mis amigos vienen a mi casa, pero no me gustan fiestas, no me gustan lugares animados. El ejercicio. ¿Prefieres el gimnasio, hacer ejercicio en un gimnasio, o prefieres hacer ejercicio al aire libre? En la playa, en el parque. Yo prefiero hacer ejercicio al aire libre. En mi opinión, el gimnasio es aburrido y también es concurrido. Hay muchas personas en el gimnasio y no me gusta hacer ejercicio con muchas personas. Y huele terrible, es apestoso. Ok, ¿prefieres el restaurante con amigos o comer en la casa con familia? Me gustan los dos. Me gustan las dos opciones. Me gusta comer en un restaurante con amigos y me gusta comer en la casa con familia. Pero no me gusta gastar dinero. I don't like to spend money. Entonces, yo prefiero la opción barata. No cuesta mucho dinero. Comer en casa con familia es más barata. It's cheaper, más barata. No cuesta mucho. Cuesta poco. ¡Oh, es el fin! Okay. We gotta pick a slide to write about today. So, let's see. Which one are we gonna pick? Vamos a escribir sobre el gimnasio o al aire libre y hacer ejercicio. So, while I'm getting ready and set up to write, I'm going to have you go back to your Google form, and you are going to take a moment to look at some of these different options. It says, write your personal response in Spanish. ¿En qué lugar te gusta ver deportes? So you're going to pick which one you like to watch sports in. And I've started the answer for you. You just got to finish it. And then you're going to look at the scene here, and you're going to choose al menos dos adjetivos. So you're going to choose at least two adjectives to describe the scene. You can click more than two, but you have to make sure that they actually go along with it. So take a moment and go through all of those questions. There's a bunch of different scenes here for you. And you're going to describe which ones make sense to describe that scene. And then, so pause it and then come back when you're ready to watch me write. Sorry, I'm making you dizzy here. Trying to zoom out enough so you can see a little bit more. All right, there we go. We'll be able to see a little bit at least. Okay. El título. El título. El ejercicio. El ejercicio en el gimnasio o aire libre, al aire libre. Preferencias, opciones. ¿Dónde prefieres hacer ejercicio? Ooh, let's write it kind of like an article, like we're interviewing someone. And we'll throw in different options and different things that are possible when we're describing it. ¿Prefieres hacer ejercicio en el gimnasio o al aire libre? Hay muchas personas en el gimnasio o en el aire libre. Hay muchas personas en el gimnasio y son apestosos. Las personas son apestosas. ¡Woo! En la naturaleza, no hay personas. ¿No hay personas o no hay muchas personas? No hay muchas personas. Y huele bien. Huele fantástico.
Blue to the gym, 8 blue to the gym.
En la naturaleza no hay muchas personas y huele bien, huele fantástico. La naturaleza huele fantástica. Es mejor, it's best or it's better, es mejor hacer ejercicio en el gimnasio o en la naturaleza. En la naturaleza. Now I know this is a little bit of a skewed bias here, because it's basically my preferences. Obviously there's people that like working out in the gym, and that's cool. But for our purposes here, this is what we talked about. So, let's go ahead and read through it. Title: Where do you prefer to do exercise? Do you prefer to do exercise in the gym or to the, remember al is the word a plus l, and that is to the air-free, I'm going to write that down so you remember what that means, al aire libre. There are many people in the gym and they are, son means they are stinky. In the nature, not there are, also known as there aren't. There aren't many people, and smells, what smells? The nature, right? So it smells fantastic. It is better or best. It is best to do exercise in the nature. All right, head back to your Google form. Head back to your Google form. And in the shared writing section, there we go. In the shared writing section, section here, you're going to pick out what you feel like the most boring sentence was. So I'll pull this up and I'll try to include all of it on the screen for you. Here we go. So you might want to pause it, and then you're going to pick the most boring sentence. The most boring sentence. Then, on your Google form, you're going to fill out the section that is what you noticed about the way language is put together. So what did you notice about how Spanish is put together? Something different from English, something similar to English, something about the verbs, something about when there's two verbs next to each other. What do you think? Okay? And then we're going to finish up here. I'm going to describe one of the slides or one of the pictures. I think I'm actually going to pick a picture from the Google form, and I'm going to describe it in Spanish. What you need to do is you need to choose at least 3 of those descriptions. So pick 3 of the things that I say about the picture and write them in Spanish and in English. So you have to choose 3 that I mentioned. I'm going to say more than 3, but you need to have at least 3, okay? So in Spanish and in English. So for example, if I say, hay muchas personas, you should write down, hay muchas personas, and there are lots of people, okay? Spanish and English. Let's see, which one should we do? Ooh, okay. Here we go. Let's zoom into this picture. Remember, you're listening for 3 of the things that I mentioned. Okay. En la foto, no hay personas. No hay personas. Hay una vaca. Hay una vaca. Hace mucho sol, y es por la mañana, Es un lugar rural, no es un lugar urbano. If you need to go back and rewatch that, rewind the video. That's the beauty of being able to watch it on video. Go back, rewatch my description, type 3 in Spanish, and tell me what they mean in English. And then you're done for today. See you next time for reviewing before our first assessment.